Hi, this is Andy Wallace with zInspector. As you know, zInspector has a lot of different report options. If you go up into settings, you can control how reports are sent to different email addresses or sent to Evernote. But there are some of you who are really focused on document retention, and you want to clearly have all reports for each property essentially put into their respective folders. And you may already have some other system in terms of how you're storing that information. And we've received some customer requests to have an integration with dotloop. And dotloop is a program designed to handle real estate transactions where you essentially can put everything for the transaction and all your different documents for a particular property in what's called a loop. And so what we're going to show you here is how you can have your inspections whenever you, like, let's say automatically when you complete a move out inspection, it's going to automatically put a copy of that move out inspection into the particular loop that you've defined for that property in dotloop. Okay, so let's go through here and show how this is going to work. So this here is our zInspector timeline, where here you can see all your recent activities and inspections. And what you're going to want to look for is the Properties tab. And yet most of you are going to use this Property tab, and you can do edits on the property, edit your areas. But there's actually a whole bunch of hidden capabilities in here. So right now we just have what's called a Custom tab, but you really can put in all kinds of other fields in here. And we have this in settings. The idea is that this is really set by the administrator for the company. So you go under here, under settings, under admin settings, and then you hit edit property tabs. And you've got all these different options, so you can actually show more tabs. You can change these names up here, and you can use them to show various fields. So if you're using spreadsheets to keep track of various things about your property, you can use zInspector for all that. Now, so that takes us here to a particular feature, and I'm just going to put this here on this custom tab, and you can see here I've got already a couple selected. I'm just going to unselect property notes, and I've got one down here called property report emails, and so I'm going to check that. And that is a really important one. And what that's going to now actually allow us to do is that here under this custom tab, there's going to be a new field called property report emails. And what that means is that whenever you complete a report or complete a move out inspection or even rerun an old report, an additional copy of that report will be sent to whatever email you have address you have defined right in here. Okay, so if we here edit this, now we can paste or type in an email address, and you can actually put in multiple ones there and separate them by a comma. So you can put in, if you've got someone who just wants to work on a particular property, that's where you can put the fields. All right, now how does this get integrated with dotloop? So I'm going to click over to a dotloop tab, and in dotloop, this is just a brand new dotloop account. It's got here a sample loop with some of your dotloop. It kind of shows you how this can work. And I created a new loop. It's called 47 Stonebrook. It's got nothing in it right now, and you can add in documents in different ways, and one of them you can add them in is by email. And by tapping on that email tab, you can say emailed copy to clipboard. You can also select all this right here and hit copy, and either Control C or the symbol C on your Mac. And this is essentially, if you look at it, is actually just a really long email address. So you can see it's got this big long thing here, and then it's at upload.dotloop.co, I believe, or it's actually .com. Okay, so you got this long address. So if I now go back to zInspector and I've got that same property, 47 Stonebrook. I can hit edit, property report emails, and I can paste it in, save changes, and there it is. I've got actually that email address right in there. Okay, so now let's see how does this actually going to work. So if I'm going to go into timeline and I'm going to, let's say, view an old report for that property, I can hit create view report. I can move things around. I've got a bunch of different options here. And if I hit just download PDF, it's just going to download the PDF. But if I hit download an email, it's going to download it. And then it's also going to process it in all the ways you've defined. And so if we hit download and email it, and it may take a little while to rerun a report, but sure enough, here is that PDF report that I've got here available. A copy of that was also sent to my email address, and now a copy is also going to get sent to your dotloop address. So this may take a little time sometimes to get there because they got to process their emails and things, but you can say, sure enough, here it is, 47 Stonebrook move-in report, and there is the date, and it's right here in this loop. You can click on it, and again, here I'm downloading that exact same report that's in dotloop. And so if you want to now in dotloop, if you've got other different loops, and you can simply add another loop, and you can say here, let me just pick another one for my properties. What's another property I've got? I got 27 Willow. So I'm just going to have another loop here, 27 Willow. I'm going to create the loop, and right there get my email address. I'm going to go into my custom tab on my zInspector properties page, paste this in here, and now any report for 27 Willow will automatically go into that respective loop. And really importantly is that zInspector is set up so that when you do the move out report or move in report from your mobile app, it automatically generates that report, and it will then automatically email it into your dotloop account. So if you have any questions for us, please contact us. We're looking forward to helping you out, and we hope you continue to enjoy using zInspector. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.